My thingy's not turning on.
Not your face, but I see like that section there.
Right here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I would love to have this Chromebook work or whatever this thing is. It was charging, but I don't understand why it's not turning on. I guess it doesn't have any power yet. Okay. Now it says 1%. Great. Question, Daddy. Is there a way that I can borrow one of your phones that you don't use?
I guess. iPhone, I guess.
I'm trying to make sure that I just want to be able to like read comments and stuff, and usually I have my tablet, but my tablet is dead.
Here, get my it's right here, actually. Here, right. The code is the same code as your birthday.
Okay.
Six digits.
Yay! Thank you. Alright, I put the volume down. I just want to be able to see comments. Hi, Patty. Hi, Dee. Hi, Misty. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so we're making clear pouches today. I am going to, yeah, like that. Put this down here so I could keep, hopefully. There we go. And this thing just came down. Hold on, guys. No. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Hi, guys. Okay. So you guys can see right here. That's great. Okay, perfect. All right. So we are going to be making scrap busting. Bye, baby. Good night. Well, you're not going to bed yet, but you know what I mean. We're making little scrap busters that are perfect for one, getting rid of your scrap stash, and then two, also great for like little market things that you can put on the table for a couple of bucks kind of thing, just depending on how much you put into it, like embellishments wise. So here we have like a little zipper pouch wallet with a little clear window, and in there I have like little gems. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it's like little gems. Oop, wrong way. Sorry. I just noticed that I was like not live. There we go. Oh my god, this phone is so crazy. Okay. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. And then this one is like a little clear pouch that you can put like on a key ring or just hang it off your purse, like off of like a swivel hook or something like that. I thought this was really cute. And then I made a key fob. Now, I meant to put the little clear jewels inside here, but I forgot and I just clamped and I was like, oh well, I'm making it again tomorrow, so it's okay. And then a cute little bookmark with like little gems as well, and this is with the embroidery floss, and then a little butterfly. I smell crafty. It could say that, but it says I smell children. I went to the library with Junior today and I thought it would be perfect. Smell children. Okay, so that's that is what's on the list today. So it's the bookmark, the little key ring attachment kind of thing, and then the key fob. So key fob, a charm, like a bag charm, and then the bookmark. If we have time, then I will show you guys how I made this little guy, or at least a cute little version of him. So yes, I'm gonna really try to give you alternative things to do as well. It's okay if you don't have vinyl, like this type of vinyl. This is just a marine grade vinyl. You can get this pretty much anywhere. You can definitely get it on Amazon, Etsy. A lot of different places have marine vinyl, and it's a pretty color. The key pouch would be great for an Aldi quarter. Oh, that would be cute. Yep. It doesn't open, but that would be cute if it was flat and you just put like a little. Yeah, Aldi's those little quarters are just, you know. All right, so I'll try to give you these alternatives. Now, the things that I used for the things I made is I had just a rivet, so a rivet of any kind. I had some scrap vinyl, some scrap clear vinyl that I have over here. I have 3 different kinds. So we will work with y'all's leisure today. I have a holographic one, I have a clear one, and then I have a clear TPU style one with print. So it's a printed TPU. So with all 3 of these, we'll make different things. I'm just going to put those over here so I don't lose them and they roll off the table and I'm like, where did it go? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a quick little, so you guys can take a screenshot if you want to. These are the measurements that I will be using today. Okay, I'll have this on a blog post on my website. Oh, it was too far up. There we go. How's that? Sorry, guys. The delay thing is not the best. So I will be doing that today. So you guys will see what I have, and then we could work. If you do not have a key fob hardware, a swivel hook will work. So just note that. So a swivel hook, because that's what I used here. I had one, but I don't know what I did with it. I might have put it over there. Okay, so swivel hook. Can the vinyl be used on the Cricut? Nope, not a crazy question at all. Yes, you can cut the vinyl on the Cricut, either one, the clear one or the regular marine vinyl. I would say use a rotary blade, deep pressure, and you might have to cut twice. Another thing with Cricuts is the material sometimes likes to shift a little bit because it's not quite tacky enough to hold it down. So I use painter's tape around the edge of the oversized piece that I'll be cutting on the Cricut, and that helps me keep everything exactly where it needs to be. Now for my new machine, my X-Tool M1 Ultra, that thing is a beast. So it goes back, forward, all that kind of stuff. So it moves the entire mat. So I use the painter's tape even on the mat to keep it from moving, because it will move. So just let me know. So anyway, so if you don't have that, a D-ring or a split ring will work for the key fob. For the key fob, you're welcome. For this one, it's just it's a rivet. It's a cute little scrappy pieces. Inside there, those are stickers. So those are these stickers. I got these off of, I think, AliExpress or Temu, one of those two. I needed to buy something on there. Tori had sent me something, and I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then this was like an add-on for like $1. So it worked out. It was free shipping. So I was like, oh, these are cute. I got like a pack of 4 of them for $1. So I thought they would be cute to put inside these little pouches. Okay. But if you can't find those, I'll give you guys an alternative. I went to Dollar Tree and I got the butterflies. So I got these butterflies at Dollar Tree here locally. I got these little like charms. Yeah, charms. It's an 8-piece set that's like little dog prints. It says, you know, dog lover and I love my dog and all that. So those little things right there, I got those at Dollar Tree. And then these I got at Dollar Tree. So I got all these things at Dollar Tree. I'm going to be trying to use the Dollar Tree things first so that you guys have access to that kind of stuff. But you can also get like these puffy stickers at Michael's. They're probably a little bit more expensive because it's over in the scrapbooking kind of section, just to let you know. And a zipper pull and a little piece of zipper. So I have my zipper tape. I have some webbing to give you an alternative to making the key fob without any vinyl whatsoever. If you have little pieces of webbing that you want to use, I got a couple of zipper pulls there. So yeah, so that's what you need. Everything else is optional, just your discretion. I have some fabric here so I can show you guys how to make the key fob just out of fabric with the clear. Okay, I think that's pretty much like the supplies you need kind of thing. And where I got them, I got this chain that I thought would be really cute to make if I have time to make the little zipper pouch, to make it into like this little tiny cute little thing that has a crossbody chain to, like, you know, maybe sell to a kid, that kind of thing. So I have tons of these chains on my website. I've got tons of these. So I was like, let me grab that one. All right, so I've got all that. Your name tag, if you have one. If you don't have one, it's okay. I feel like I'm really tall today. There we go. Maybe that's two. Okay, that's better. I think somebody else's was in my chair earlier. So if you have a tag, a woven tag would be great. I would not recommend a metal one because if it's clear, you're going to see the metal portion on the other side unless you put something behind it. So I have just some extra floss. If you don't have floss, all other alternatives would be ribbon, like some thin ribbon, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch ribbon, rat's tail cording, that can work really cute too. And another alternative would be yarn. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna put the little guys over there, and the one I'm working on, and I'll show you. So let's start with this little guy here. Okay, so this guy is the Shaker Charm keychain. So that's the first one, and it's going to be approximately 3 by 3. I did a little puffy thing on the bottom. The 5-inch zipper is optional because you don't have to have an opening. Just, you know, just to make it cute like this, you don't have to have an opening. But if you do have an opening, you could put a 1/4 in. But it does make it a little challenging with the little stickers inside. So if you just want it just to be decorative, which, believe it or not, a lot of these little things are out there that are very decorative. So this is the one we're going to make now. And we're going to get a 3 by 3 inch piece of clear vinyl. So I cut mine out already. So I already cut one out, but I'm going to show you guys how I cut another piece so you guys can see that. Clear vinyl, unless it has some type of paper backing to it or a peel thing, is very hard to cut because you can't, it's hard to see your clear ruler over it and cut it and all that kind of stuff. So one of two things I would suggest is making yourself a little template out of cardstock or something like that, so that way you can see it and it's visible. So any piece of cardstock, paper, anything like that would work just fine. Okay, another helpful tool is some tissue paper or packing paper. So this is almost like the newspaper paper that I use for packing sometimes. That was helpful when it comes to this having resistance against the cutting, not the cutting, but the sewing machine. Okay, so let's do that one first. Let's do the charm one. I'm gonna do one side that's absolutely clear, and then the other side I'm gonna use the holographic, just to kind of show you guys how to work with this. So this one does have a film on it, which makes it really fun to work with. That was just something I had to hold it together. So this one is easier to cut. I bought this off of Etsy, and I bought this like years ago off Etsy. The holographic one is really, really cute. So just double checking that I didn't do anything weird. 3¼ by 3¼ Okay, so let me put this one down. And I like to overestimate my cutting, just so that in case I mess up and anything's not a straight edge, I can do that. So right now I have 3 by 3, but I'm going to move that to 3½ by 3½, so that my final cut will be 3¼ by 3¼ So you can always cut it down. Hey Sandra and chat. Hi Landa. How are you doing? You see how it just shifted on me, so I could just tap. Okay. Okay, there we go. So there's that piece. If it's not quite straight, it's okay because we can straighten it up. Now I am using a size 16 needle on my sewing machine. There are non-stick sewing needles that you can get. I don't have a non-stick in today, but if you wanted to, you could. Oh, you had a busy day with the hubby at the doctor's appointment. The clear, it'll get lost really fast. Okay, so I have a film over this, so I'm going to take the film off. It's on both sides, like that. Okay. So it's really cute. I'm going to have the clear one over the holographic one, and then put the little pouchy things inside. So one of two things that you can do is you can go ahead and sew all the way around and not put anything inside, or leave a small hole and just put some little jewels inside, things like that. But I am going to sew just 3 sides, and after I sew the 3 sides, then I'm going to put my little things in and then box out the bottom, put out a little thing on top, and finish it off. Okay. So if you wanted to have it that it can put a little coin in, you could have it that it has a zipper on top. I'm just trying not to do too many things with zippers, because zipper pulls and zipper by the yard can get a little expensive. We're trying to do scrap busting here, not running out and trying to grab stuff that you may not have at home. Okay, so I'm gonna flip these just down the 3 sides that I will be sewing on. And I'm not sure if you guys can see, but my clear one is a little oversized compared to my holographic one. Okay, now if you have a question, put it in the comments. I'm looking right here, and then we can walk through this. So the great thing about this is that this right here on my plate, it's because I painted it, it doesn't have much resistance, but if you do use some paper, like tissue paper, like, you know, tissue paper you put in with gifts, or newspaper paper, that's fine too. All right, so my stitch length is going to be a 3 stitch length. I am using Text 70 poly bonded, and it's called Lipstick Red, and this is from Saya Swag. I'm stitching at 1/4 inch, and I can always cut that down, like I said. Okay, so I'm going to come and sew from this side up, because over here the clear is smaller, so that just makes it a little easier for me. So. It would have been better if I did the little corner that way, but it's okay. Always test out your thread with clear vinyl. Sometimes with clear vinyl, the thicker it gets, the loopier your thread gets. It gets like the tension's really off kind of situation. So always check it to make sure everything looks good in the back. Over here, because I started and stopped over here, it's just like, wow. So I'm just taking that off. Sierra? Oh, it's Junior. Okay. I was like, I hear something over there. When you come to say goodnight, can you give me my cookie? Okay. So this is the front stitching, and then there's the back stitching. So it should look pretty close to being the same. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and just trim around the side. Did Sierra make cookies? Yes, Sierra made cookies. She's trying out a new recipe. Okay, so I'm cutting it so it's 1/4 of an inch away from the stitching. So I'm just trimming it down. So you can always make things oversized and then trim it down. It's a little extra work, but it makes it look nice. Okay, so now that I've done that, now I can put my little stuff inside. So I'm going to put some butterflies in there. I'm going to put up, here we go. Oh my goodness, tell her I expect cookies before she leaves for college. We can just drop them off on our way. Okay, no problem. Okay, so I have this, and then if you don't have one of these, I have plenty of these, guys. If you put an order in and say, hey, throw me in a pair of those things, I'll throw it in there for you. If you just put it in the comments in the order, and I'll do that for you. It helps just put things in precise. And I use it as my stiletto. So it's like dual purpose. Okay. So you're going to open it up, and then you're going to just pop it in there. See that? Okay, there we go. And I can grab another one. You can put in as many as you would like in there. That's on top, not inside. Trying to get it open. I'm gonna put 3 butterflies in there. Thank you, my love. And you can always move them too. It doesn't have to stay. Thank you. Thank you. Good kisses. Love you. Good night. Oh, that was my toe. I don't think you showed up, baby. You can see? He just wants to make sure he didn't show up. Okay, so there it is, just like that. Okay. So now I can do one of two things. I can fold this down because this lip is a little higher, and then that makes the little seal portion of it. But I'm gonna box it out because I really want to make it look like a charm. Easter basket tags with other little items. Oh, perfect, Patty. Yes, that would be great. Patty's always got the best suggestions. Okay, I'm not gonna say best, but great, because it's not a competition. Okay. There we go. So a lot of the little supplies you can get in the scrapbooking area, you can get and put inside these little things. So it's super cute. I'm gonna bring that one down because that one's gonna get cut. Maybe 3 was too many. Never. Okay. All right. So in the corner, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can just cut it, or you could just push it over. Sometimes with the little tiny ones, I like to kind of like pop it open. Corner mine. You can, I'm not turning this one right side out. I'm leaving the seam on the outside, because sometimes if you put it on, if you turn it right side out, it just doesn't. There we go. Hi, baby. Good night. And what you're trying to do is have that bottom seam match the side seam. Okay, and it makes it so much easier when you have clear vinyl. And then you're going to stitch across at whatever dimension you want to pop it out for. So I'm going to do mine at 1/4 inch. So then that way it's not too much of a pop off, but it's not too little either. Always hold your tails, because unfortunately they do get tangled up if you don't. And it like gets very hairy looking down there. Okay, and I'm going to cut that a little bit off. And then pop it over. And see that it makes it just look more like a box corner. I'm going to do the other side. So this one's going to go forward and that one's going to go back. I like to make sure that my seams are going the same way on the other sides, just because it prevents it from like making it awkward and twisted. It does not have to be absolutely perfect, because it's a little tiny thing. Okay, so now I'm going to push that back. I'm going to push this down just to make it really... Isn't that cute? Oh, that is so cute. Okay, so now I can put the little top on it. So I'm going to use the hot pink because that's what I have. I have some blue around here, but just going to cut the top and then do a little thing with the loop. Oh, you did it. Okay. My niece got you sick. That's because she went out of town. I know she did. All right, Dee. All right, so this is 3 inches. I'm going to do that 3 inches. 3 inch by 1/2 inch. So whatever, literally whatever scraps of vinyl you have. Okay, so now I'm going to get some double-sided tape. It's going to be your friend. So that should be one of those other things that you're really going to need it. And I'm going to put tape on either of the long edges. I'm going to line this up. There we go. Okay, so I lined it up on the back, and then I'm going to take this tape off and fold it over. And then it's got the little edge. It's wanting to kind of come up a little bit because I'm pushing it down. So I'm going to clip it. Okay. And then we're going to stitch it down. My chair keeps bumping into my machine. Not pleasant at all. I'm gonna make my stitch length 4.5. For this is just a top stitch. But holographic one is like making the light just like hit me in the face. Like, I'm like, oh. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna make our little loop. And the loop could be whatever size you want it to be. So I'm just going to make another, I'm going to do 4 inches, 3 inches. Yeah, I think 3 inches is fine. 3 inches by 1/4. 3 by 1/4. No, I'm going to make it a little bit wider because I want the rivet to go through it. So let's do half. If you have a different size rotary cutter, that could be very helpful. Like the smaller one could be helpful with these little tiny projects. Okay, I'm not going to like fold this in half and everything. This is not for structural, it's purely decorative. Purely decorative. Okay. So that, now I'm going to grab one of my rivets. Okay. My cutter. Usually the handheld one is better for this because you can really see where it is, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't like to go through the holographic one, but it did. It did fine. Okay, so I'm going to put the rivet through the back, through the little pouch. Okay, and then put that forward. And then I like to just click it in place to just so it temporarily sets before I do anything else. So that's super cute. And I'm going to take it, line everything up. It's a little key charm. The rivet or the bag? The entire band is sick. Are you crazy? I would tell that girl she need to go somewhere else. She need to stay somewhere else. They're all sick. All right, Penny, just let me know which one you're meaning, and then I will let you know. For my rivets, I have 9mm by 9mm. Sometimes I do 9mm by 6mm, but I find that one rotary blade. Oh, this one is a 60mm. So they have a 45 and 45 is usually the one I like to. The little tiny ones, I don't like those. But they have those at Dollar Tree too. The little tiny ones in the craft section. So there you go. A lot of the supplies you can get at Dollar Tree, and they have double-sided tape at Dollar Tree. Okay, so one down. I think this one's turned out really cute. I love it. I got thread in my nail. I love your machine. Did you paint it yourself? Yes, I did. Yes, cut and stitches. I did paint it myself. My daughter helped me paint it. I did the move before this last one, so about a year ago. Okay, so we did that one. Now we're going to do the shaker bookmark. Now the shaker bookmark is 2 by 7 inches. So 2 strips, 2" by 7" so it's 2 1/4 by 7 1/4 because it'll end up being, we always cut it down. Yeah. All right. So with the shaker one, I want to make this into almost like a matching set. So I'm going to put the butterflies down and put some gems in. So my is not going to be able to get in there very well. So I'm just going to put the butterflies down first. Okay. If you want to, you can put your paper down because mine does come with paper. And just put it down so I can kind of see where it is. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to make a whole matching set. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of get it in. And because it's clear, you could literally put it down over the clear, and then you could see where you're putting everything. Yeah, I'll do one more. Oh, that is so cute. It's gonna be so cute. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna sandwich this together. Make sure everything lines up. This is where it's like, where is whatever, because I can't see. I can't see. I'll take my glasses off for a second. It's pretty bad when I can't see with my glasses. Or without my glasses. This isn't helping. Okay. There we go. All right, now we're going to clip everything together. And again, I make it oversized so that I can trim it down and make it look cute. Lots of clips here. You had that problem with the chain link bag. Oh, that you couldn't see the vinyl. Okay. All right, that's cute. All right. Let's stitch this down. Let's see here. Yeah, 2 1/4. So I'm gonna do a 1/4 of an inch away. I'm gonna hold my thread, go forward, back stitch, and then do it again. Oh, I need to make my stitches down to a 3. I almost forgot. Doesn't have to be a 3 if you're not putting anything small inside of it. So if you're putting any kind of chunky glitter in there, or like me, the little stones, I don't want the stones coming out, so I make my stitches a little tighter. The little micro glitter might not be good for this. The ones you seal, like instead of using it on a sewing machine, the ones you seal, that you could probably do. But yeah, getting the vinyl to line up. I get it. So that's what it looks like. I should probably use blue thread, but okay. Now, here's a little tip. If you don't want to cut this down just with the rotary cutter or scissors, you can use painting shears. Oh, my poor baby. She hears me. Luna Buna hears me. Usually I don't mind her being out, but she was very like fidgety, so I thought she wanted to go to bed, but oops. I guess not. She got a cut. She got a haircut. She got her summer cut, and it is short. Okay. Isn't it cute? I think it's cute. Okay, so we did that. Now we're gonna put our little glitter things inside. So here we have all different kind of colors. So it's $1.25, $1.50. I don't know what $1.50 is anymore. It's not $1. But it comes with all those different colors, and it's so cute. So that's what this is. It's called Crafter's Square Flat Diamond Filler. I'll try to put it down for you guys to see what it looks like. And I'm going to put this cute blue in there. This little crystally blue. I'm going to open it up. And pour some in. Some of it's going on my table and not inside. That's okay. Okay, just a little bit, not too much. You don't want to overdo it. Okay, so pick up these that fell on my table and put them in there. We have a military base not too far from here, and planes have been going and going and going. There you go. Such a cute little thing. It's cute. Okay, so now we can put a top over it, or we could just cut it straight, sew it, and make a little punch hole like I did last time. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'll show you how to do the little tassel looking thing. If you have a bunch of little fuzzies, you can take a lighter to your thread really fast. Okay. And then at the top, boop, just like that. Now you can leave this just as is. You don't have to put a tassel, but I like the tassel, so I'm going to put the tassel. So I'm going to get my hole punch. So I did my little hole punch. Now I'm going to grab a hand needle and some of my floss. Not too much of it right now, because this is just the initial one that I like to kind of like get through and then attach the tassel to it. Oh. I'm trying to see if my baby girl's awake. Sierra, are you awake? You make that a little bit bigger. Use a hole punch. Hey, can you get Luna? She keeps hearing me, and I thought she was ready for bed, but I guess she's not because she keeps.
So you just want me to get her out?
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Bigger hole, much better. I'm gonna do a little bit more because I want it to be a little fuller tassel. Oh goodness. Do you need to use the bathroom, Luna? Maybe. Huh? She might need to go use the bathroom. I'm sorry. She's like attacking me. She's very excited. Alright. Gonna grab another piece. Okay. So this is the one that I'm gonna grab everything together and then tie it together. Halfway. Do another, just halfway. Tie knot. Tie knot. Okay. I'm sorry, baby. Were you in bed?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
You're okay.
One in, one out.
Hey, no.
Tie it on. I do 3 knots just in case. Okay. And then there's a little tassel. Now I like to, at the very, very end, line it all up, cut it so it's all the same length. I'll show you. So it's all the same length, kind of like giving it a haircut so it looks nice and fresh, right? If you have a little comb, you can take a comb and comb through it, and that'll loosen up those threads, and then it'll look really cute. So there's my bookmark. Bookmark. Okay, so bookmark's done, charm is done, and now we're going to do the glitter key fob wristlet. Okay. So with the key fob wristlet, I'm going to do it with vinyl and clear like I did with this one. And I'm going to do it with a swivel hook and a thing instead of an actual key fob clamp because sometimes you can't get those. And if you're a bag maker, I know you have a swivel hook and I know you have at least one rivet. So there's that. Okay, so here is my piece of cookie. Uh-oh.
Get inside. Luna, inside. I don't know where you went, but you were way too far.
Way too far.
Back. Back.
Back, Luna. Down. Okay. Stay down. Okay. I'll put her to bed later, baby. Thank you. Now this is a 2-inch by 10-inch or a 1-inch by 10-inch by 2 if you're wanting it to be double-sided. Because I want this really to be a scrap buster, I'm not doing mine double-sided. I'm just doing it single-sided. So it'll be like that. Right. So I made this a little bit larger than 1 inch. It's like 1 1/4, but I'm cutting it down. So one side was not quite the measurement I needed it to be. So mine is 13 inches because I'm gonna flip it down and clamp it. So if you're not doing that and you have a key fob clamp like this that I got from Drex, let me show you what it looks like. So if you have one of these, right, then you don't need to have that extra 2 inches at the top. But because I'm going to be folding mine over, I'm allowing those 2 inches for me to fold over and then press. Okay. So I'm cutting it down to 1 inch. Okay. And I have mine at 13 inches. Okay. Cute. All right. So you could have thread on me. It's like making me feel like something's on me. All right. So the clear portion of this, you can have. I'm gonna try to remember, guys. Please help me remember to put the little glitter things inside of it. You know, if I had some of the blue, I'm sure I have blue somewhere. Can match together. What part of North Carolina? Hello, Angel Designs. What part of NC? Like what part of North Carolina? Me? I'm in Wilmington. In Wilmington, North Carolina. So because I'm doing this in half and then folding this down like that, I don't need the whole thing to be wrapped unless you, well, I mean, you could. I was going to just do half of it like I did with this one, where the back doesn't have it, but the front does. And it has a little stitch right there. Yeah, I'm going to do the same way I did that one. So I'm cutting my clear at 6 inches. 6 by 1. Move over. Let's change. Go. Pick this up. Because I can move away but so much. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so 6 inch by 1 inch. I'm actually going to overcut the clear because I can always take it away, but I can't add it on. So that's what we're going to do. And I think this is 16 gauge clear vinyl. I bought that from Whack. I think that's what it's called. Whack. It's just like that. If you need to, you can leave the paper on or take it off. So mine, let's line it up so that I know where I'm going to be stitching it to. And it kind of sticks to itself a little bit, not too much, but just enough for me to like then start. Clip it all together. If you did this that it was the same length, you're not going to have to stitch across the bottom. But because I did it halfway, I am going to stitch across the bottom. So I'm going to go all the way down, and then across the bottom. The bottom stitch is not necessary, but it's just nice to have a decorative stitch. Let me move my cookie back over here. I don't want my cookie falling on the floor. That will not be good. I'm stitching at 1/8 of an inch. So just 1/8 of an inch from the pink. Okay. Stop. Going to stitch across the bottom. I'm going to start stitching. I'm going to find one of the holes from my previous. Oh, I don't want that dropping. From my previous stitch, so that way I can start and back stitch right there, and then again land inside of another hole so that I'm not puncturing too many holes. I think we're doing good on time, so I think I'm going to be able to do the bonus ones. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to trim away the clear on either side. Trying to be careful, make sure I'm not cutting over the pink, the vinyl. And before I close anything, I've really got to make sure I put my little glitter things in. Not like I did last time and forget my glitter clip. My glitter, it's not a glitter kitty fob if I don't put glitter in it. Okay, so now that it's there, I can go ahead and put the glitter in it. I'm gonna put the white iridescent looking one inside. I think that'll make it look kind of cute. Now, I'm gonna have to like create almost like a channel for that to go in. A little funnel might not be a bad idea. Okay, I'm dropping more than I'm putting in at this point. If you wanted to, you can mix in some other colors in there. That'd be kind of cute too. I'll put a random blue one in there just to see if people notice it. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Got a couple extra ones on the table that I'm going to put in there. I got those all at Dollar Tree, guys. So, just so you know. And there's a little glitter key fob. Isn't it cute? So you could do the bookmark this way too. You don't have to have it both clear. You could do one side vinyl and the other side clear. Clear vinyl, you could do it that way too. So just really use your imagination with all of this. There we go. I've really dispersed it a little bit better. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to fold it to the mark that I had finished my stitching across. It's just a natural fold. And then I'm going to fold down, make sure everything looks nice and pretty. And I'm going to put my little key fob and my swivel hook. My pink swivel hook right in there. And then I'm going to put this down. Now, because the swivel hook does use up some real estate, I stop this piece here right up against the swivel hook. So like that. I stop it right against the swivel hook. I line up the swivel hook right against that where the vinyl stops, and then I go like that. It just keeps it from being too bulky, and the there we go. Oh, that's so cute. Super, super cute. Okay, if you wanted to put some tape on there, you can. I'm just going to clip mine. I'm going to clip it, and then I'm going to put a mark, and then use that mark to do my hole. Yeah, that looks good. Let me get one. Okay. Sometimes if my hole punch doesn't make the hole all the way through, sometimes it's because it's got like little pieces stuck inside. I'm going to take those off now. We're going to have time to do our little special project. Okay. There we go. Keep up. So I have a couple little threads that are kind of like sticking out a little bit. So I'm just going to put those there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So we've got our glitter key fob. We have our bookmark. This isn't the one I just made. There we go. That was a sample one. Okay. Glitter, butterfly. This is a little bag charm, bookmark, and a key fob. Isn't it cute? All with scraps, all with stuff that you guys have, I'm sure. I gave you alternatives for the floss that I used. I got the crystals at Dollar Tree. I got the little butterflies at Dollar Tree. I had the vinyl sitting around. So yeah, that's kind of cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and put all this aside and work on our special project. Okay, so my sample fell down, so I'm so sorry if you can't see it because it's on the other side. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you, Patty. Another alternative to key fobs, if you don't have vinyl, but you have webbing sitting around, just grab the 1-inch webbing. You do the same exact thing, 1-inch webbing. So I'm gonna make a little cupcake sprinkles extra bonus. Okay, so extra bonus. I'm going to use a D-ring instead of the swivel hook. I'm just going to use a simple D-ring. Double check that it can fit in there because some of my D-rings are an inch and some of them are 3/4. Yeah, that's 3/4. 1 second. Okay, so that's silver, so I can use this one instead. All right, so I'm just going to use a swivel hook because I didn't measure that before. So sorry. Okay, so now we're going to measure out this at 13 inches. So 12 or 13 inches. You can do that. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. This is that extra thick webbing that I had. I don't have much of this webbing left, but I have zipper tape. I'm just gonna burn it because this is that thick seatbelt webbing. I am making a cute cupcake edition. Now, I just opened that one, but most of the time when you do a crossbody or something, you usually have a little bit left over, and that's what I'm going to use this for. Okay. The same exact way that we just did it with the vinyl. If you want to put some stitching on here, you can to make it look like it's handmade, like stitched, which I am going to do right now, actually. I'm going to do that. Let's do some stitching, because why not? Put this over there for, I don't want to knock any of this stuff over, so I'm trying to kind of keep everything out of the way over here. I don't know why, but when I start working on things, I have to like clean up as I go, because it just makes it just feel like things are just out of control. Okay. We good? We good? Yeah, we're good. Okay. I just had to tell myself mentally that I'm good. I didn't have to do that across there, but I wanted to. Contrast color would look so cute on there. So that red really makes it pop. Super, super awesome. Okay, so this is the one I want, the one that I burnt. I'm gonna have like that. Now, if you wanted to make this look even nicer, you could put a little piece of vinyl over that so that when this flips down, that has like a little finished edge. I mean, you could. I'm not going to, but you could. Just gonna burn it just a little bit more. See, extra, extra. Read all about it. Okay. I find that this measurement is really good for me. So I have enough that sticks down, and if I wanted to put 2 rivets, I could. Or you could just go like this. Like, I don't like that as much though. I like it this way. Yeah, line everything up. Couple of clips. And then I'm going to put holes in this. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 holes today. So because this is much thicker than the vinyl, because it's 3 layers, it's pretty significant. I'm gonna use my awl to kind of like predetermine where the hole's gonna be. And this kind of gives me like just a perforation of where it needs to be, and then I can cut it a little deeper with my hole punch, but have the hole punch really make that hole. Okay, and then there. So it's going to be 3 sets of holes because it's 3 layers. Okay. Now we're going to grab our ribbon. 2 backs and 2 fronts. Oh, perfect. Okay, perfectly. Okay. All right. So this one. Okay. Kind of like line this up again. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go through this first layer. Sometimes I need to put the awl in, almost like an earring, you know, like to kind of like find where the existing hole is for an earring. Okay. And these fibers are pretty thick. There we go. The really good seatbelt webbing is very thick. It is very thick. Okay, there we go. And pop that one on. Boop. Okay, just make sure I can go through all 3. Let's think if we're trying to be fancy and put 2 holes, 2 sets of rivets. When one would have been fine. The thing is, I've already made the holes, so. Okay. Here we go. It's like the hole is there, but the thread doesn't want to kind of like release. There we go. There we go. That took longer than everything else we've done today. Okay. But it's gonna be cute. But it's cute. Okay. Okay. Key fob. Done. Cupcake key fob. Done. Now let's do a cupcake zipper pouch. So I'm going to need some more scrappy scrap vinyl, and I'm going to need my cupcake. Okay, just took that off. This is going to be measuring 6.5 by 5. So this is a 6.5 by 5 inch piece, and I'm going to grab my clear vinyl. Okay. And I want my clear vinyl to be the same size as this, but I'm gonna fussy cut because I want the cupcakes to be on either, I'll show you on either side. So I'm going to cut away larger size, but that's because I want to fussy cut where the cupcake are going to be. And I put my pink on there so that I could see past, so I could see. Okay. So because I have cupcakes on either side, I want to put my zipper. It's going to be like a top zipper kind of situation, and it's going to have a little thing. So, yeah, hold on a second. Fold it in half and then see. Not quite in half, but I wanted to kind of like measure up that my guys were very close to the center. So I want this to be like this, so that the top zipper portion goes over. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna put my zipper down the center of both of these. So what I like to do, okay, I'm gonna cut off a little bit more on this side because this side has a little too much at the top. Okay. So this is measuring 2 3/4 by 8. But again, I'm going to be cutting that down as well too. So 2 3/4. Okay. Zipper down the center. So I'm going to grab my zipper tape. Okay. I want to make it just a little bit longer than I need it. And this is Zipper by the Yard. This is something that I had for my Treat Yourself Cupcake Edition. It had clear vinyl and TPU vinyl, and it had the poly stuff that I did my other little things with. It was cute. Okay, so I'm going to put my tape on top of the clear vinyl. Okay, so I'm not turning it and flipping it and doing things. I'm just gonna lay it right on top. So what I like to do is put my double-sided tape on the long edges that I'm putting my zipper tape on. Right on the top. Okay. On these sides where I'm putting my tape on, my zipper tape. Okay. So that's what it looks like. The double-sided tape is at the top edge only. Okay, so if this is directional, it's important that it's at the top. Like if there's like the top of the cupcake, the bottom of the cupcake. You want it to go with the parallel with the top. Okay, so what I like to do now is I'm going to peel my tape off, turn my zipper so that wrong side is up, and I'm going to put pretty side onto the wrong side. And I'm putting it on 1/4 inch right there. So I don't like to have it right over where the zipper teeth are because I might be having some problems, you know, zipping it, unzipping it. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that down. Take a bite of my cookie. And clean up because obviously. It looks like it's not quite straight. You can unpeel it and put it back on. That's what it looks like, and then that's the back. So it's going to be the inside. This is the outside. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Turn this. I'm trying to be in view that you guys can see, but then see myself. myself. Okay. So just like that. I like to line it up so that my left and right sides. Okay, so I'm gonna there we go. It was just literally like an eighth of an inch off. So I had to fix it. Okay, now I'm gonna stitch it on again. So that's what it's gonna look like. So this is the zipper and these are the sides. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my zipper pull on. The cupcake box came with these zipper pulls from New Moxie. So newmoxiestore.com. My friend Nicole out in Georgia. I got them from her. The cutest cupcake zipper pulls ever. Thank you, Misty. Okay, so now I'm gonna crack open my zipper and zip it up. Oops, that's all right. I'm hoping that I can get this on in this last try, but I'm not gonna hold my breath because unfortunately I have not been having the best luck with zippers lately. Oh yes, I got it. Yes, I did it. Okay, so I snip my threads because they'll drive me crazy. Okay, and there's a little zipper pull. Is it cute? Super cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab my vinyl. And I'm going to put my vinyl on. I think I'm gonna have to get another one because this is not quite big enough. I want it to have that I can see the cupcakes. And if I do that, I can't see the cupcakes. Let me see if I have a bigger piece somewhere. I'm sure I do. I got it. It's a bigger piece. This is like an oversized Lola that I'm never going to make because it's just... Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to go like that. Trace it on. Okay. And now I'm going to cut it. I'm going to stand to cut it because it is a bigger piece. I don't want to... mess anything up. There we go. So I'm using my clear vinyl piece to be my pattern piece, in other words. I'm gonna have to put this cookie over there, and I'm just gonna finish eating it later because it just keeps getting in my way. I got more scraps. More scraps. Okay, so put that down together. I'm just gonna clip this so it doesn't shift on me. I do that a lot, actually. Okay. There it is. It's like, where's my bigger one? I just want to make sure everything is kind of like squared up. Okay, that's squared up there. But this side is not, I can tell. Okay. So now this is going to oh, that makes me laugh. I know it makes me laugh too. So it is 7 3/4 by 6 inches. Okay. All right. So now we've got that. Now, I want to make a little loop to put my to be on either side. And on either side, I also want to have D-rings. So in case I want to put it on something, I can. So my D-rings are 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to cut this at 1 inch and then cut it down. So it depends on the hardware and the things that you have in stock. Like, I don't want to go out and get more things because it's a D-stash. So I really want to make sure that I'm making things that are going to work with what I have. Okay. Okay. All right. So now I've got one D-ring. Let me grab another one from in here because I had one from earlier. Is it 10:30, guys? I'm trying to see what time it is. Yep, 10:30. Okay, good. Not the split rings. D-ring. D-ring. So like that. And I'm going to stitch this on because I don't want them moving on me too much. Okay. Nothing too crazy, it's just enough to just baste it in place so that it's not moving around too much. Okay, so I'm going to put a D-ring on either side. Going to center it. Okay, and then center this one. Hold on to your threads, especially with clear vinyl, because it sometimes likes to just like come up and make a nest underneath. See, kind of like that. Come on, buddy. What are you doing? There we go. It's like, why are you giving me problems? Where do you want to start, though? Where do you want to start stuff? Yeah, see. I don't know. I haven't made anything since before Thanksgiving, so that would be all classified as scraps. Yeah. I mean, you could. It could be all considered stash and scraps. Yeah, it took me a little while to get out of my sewing funk. But after I did, I felt so much better. Okay. So now I'm going to put these pretty sides touching. And I'm gonna crack open that zipper. Because the last thing I want to do is be like, I can't unzip it. Yeah, I get it. It took me a while to get out of my not wanting to sew funk for a little while. But now I'm like, okay, let's just make things with everything that I have. So, like, you know, not buying nothing. Well, I did buy this at the Dollar Tree for the little things. My D-ring was in my seam allowance. I just had to make sure to push it down. Okay, so that's what it's going to look. I'm going to go sew all the way around. Okay, and then we're going to box out our corners. So really only like one set of things are going to be right in the center because of the way the scale is. But, I mean, hey, it's okay. It's still going to look cute. All right, so quarter of an inch seam allowance, excuse me. I really like to go over that zipper just to make sure it is not moving on me. This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy went home. The clear vinyl is resisting a little bit. There we go. And it was trying to like shift a little bit, but I fixed it. I like to sew with the clear one up because if the clear is at the bottom, I can't see if I'm actually catching it. Okay, making sure everything's out of the way. I don't know why my bobbin is giving me so much trouble. Oh, there we go. It wasn't my bobbin. It was my top. It was stuck over there. I was like, why is it not wanting to move? It's like I had my little fancy stiletto thing and I moved things. I put things away and then I'm like, where did I put it? I don't know. Okay. Okie dokie. So now we have pretty sides touching. Okay. Okay. So now I want to box out on either one of these sides so that it makes it look like a cube. Okay. Not too cubey, but kind of cubey. Okay. So I want to take I'm trying to think, like, should I do 1.5 inches? I think that's kind of like dramatic, 2 by 2. So okay, so I'm gonna do 1.5 by 1.5, and I'm gonna mark it out first. So 1.5. Like 1.5. And 1.5. I think this is going to be a really cute extra bonus little thing. All 4 corners, 1.5 by 1.5. I'm going to get my scissors, and cut this out. You could do it with a rotary cutter, but sometimes I feel like I'm going to like overcut, and then I get like really nervous. Do you guys get like that? Like really nervous that you're going to overcut? I don't know, maybe it's just me. And then I kind of like to just, I'm not saving that. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm not saving that. Okay. Okay. And then this side. All this is, you don't have to have any type of binding or anything over any of this unless you want to, because it's all vinyl. It's no raw edges. Now right here where the zipper is, I'm going to like take a flame to it and burn it just a little bit so it doesn't fray. No, what up? Overcut that. Okay, later. It's like, oh, I found my tool. It fell down there. Where's my lighter? I'm just burning just the zipper portion. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to box up my corners. Take that, move that to there. Box up my corners. Okay, so right here, I'm going to restitch just a little bit in those seams because I am so scared that it's going to pop open because I cut through it. So that's like the pros and cons to cutting after you've already did it. Yes, you get nervous, Misty? I do too. I'm like, no. I have to use scissors. I don't want to use a rotary cutter, I guess. So I'm like, no. Okay. So do that one. Do that one. Okay, so do this one. Luna is happy as can be, just laying there sleeping. Mind you, she's just sleeping, but she has her head right over there. I can see her. Now she went to her bed. Okay, and then that's the last one right there. Okay, good. All right. I just want to make sure that I get those back stitched. Just in case. Okay, so now we're going to go in here. And you can open it up if you want to, but I'm going to grab my seam and make sure that that side seam meets the other side seam. And then I like to make sure, okay, so that I want to put the part that has the zipper tab down and then this part up. So I am nesting my seams, but I want to make sure the zipper tab goes away from the top. And that's just preference, really. I think it makes the zipper lie better and tuck in rather than like resist against that. So it's going. I'm going to stitch right across there at a 1/4 inch seam allowance and do that for all 4 sides. I'm working on making a lot of different little kits available that are pre-cut, so it makes it easier when you're kind of like, I want to sew something but I'm kind of in a sewing funk and I really don't feel like prepping a bunch of stuff or cutting things. Why not, right? Just things like this, little cute little things. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And it wants to lay away from the top of the zipper because that's what I did with this top piece. And then I just like to tuck down a little bit further down just so that it kind of keeps the angle and it makes it easier for me to stitch across. Do that 2 more sides and then we'll be done. And then you guys can see the cute little extra one we got to do. Last one. Okay, let's turn it inside out and see what we got. For the pre-cut kits, I'd like to get some. Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Misty, I have a few of them on my website now. I've restructured my website so that it's pretty much beginner friendly, kind of like kits and like fun things and cross stitch embroidery. I got a couple of kids kits already out there, and I'm going to be putting out more like this. Now come on, that is freaking adorable. That turned out so much better than I thought in my mind. Right? Isn't it cute? Oh my goodness, this is so cute. So you could just see that like just hanging off of a backpack or something. Boop. It's so cute. You can put stuff in there too. I'm sure like you can put like sewing notions in there. I mean, it's a pretty good size bag. Look at that. And then you can put this on here. Because why not? What? Come on now. Take that somewhere. Like I got my little cute little pouch. You could put your name tag right there. That would have been a really cute spot right there to put something. Yes. All right, guys, I really love it. I think it turned out super cute. So, little set that would sell for like 15 bucks. Yeah, I think it's super cute. Love it's like jelly vinyl, hard to sew on. It kind of is, but it isn't. You have to have your Teflon foot. You have to have this has to be smooth because I have a different finish on my table than most people do. It's kind of textured, so instead of it being like smooth, like both of them are textured, so it doesn't create friction. Because what creates the friction with the vinyl is it's flat, and it's like, and it doesn't want to go. So you do have to use tissue paper, or you're going to have to use some type of parchment paper, or the newspaper kind of printer paper that I have. Something that you're going to need to do to keep the table from being as resistant from you. Other than that, it's really not hard with a couple of layers. Once you go past 2 layers of the vinyl or the jelly, it creates burring underneath with the tension of the bobbin. So then you have to change bobbin tension, and you have to change the upper tension as well. And it's just doing a lot of changes to your sewing machine that I really don't recommend doing unless you really know how to just like redo it. Does that make sense? Like fix it. So yeah, I'm gonna grab my Dr. Pepper Zero here in a second too. Oh my god, that is so cute. Yay. All right, so we've got that. And we have our cute glitter set. These guys, and this little guy, and this guy. We get all these little cute little things. We made this one today. This one was the other day. Okay. I was trying to make sure the ones I saw that I actually made today. So we made this one with the what's it called? It's not hydraulic. It's something else. Iridescent. Iridescent vinyl, and it's thicker, so it really doesn't like to be bent too much. So just keep that in mind. This TPU vinyl here is very soft. It's very soft. It's cute. It goes really good with the marine vinyl. I think it's a really good matchup for the marine vinyl. And then this one was just a clear vinyl with a couple of little thingies. Now I want some jelly vinyl. So this isn't jelly vinyl. This is clear vinyl. So this is like a TPU clear vinyl. I don't have any more myself, but I know there are some Etsy stores out there that still carry it. I know, if I'm not mistaken, Brittany over at the Emporium has some clear TPU vinyl that she sells, and she sometimes just pre-orders as well. So yeah, keep an eye on my new Facebook page. As soon as I find something that I know you guys will probably love, like kind of like this, that you can get to like sheets and stuff like that of it. You don't have to buy like huge rolls of it. I'll try to tag it and send it out to you guys. It's like, okay, this is a cute little idea. I'm also going to be working on blogs on my website and putting those out on my Facebook page, Instagram, and TikTok, so you guys can see that. But yeah, I'm trying to get things like cutesies and just giving you guys some good ideas for the spring. All right, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me and hanging out with me. I know it's late for a lot of people. This is the best time I can work in that it's quiet everywhere. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to share, because sharing is caring. Subscribe if you haven't already, and watch the replay for any more information. I'll try to get the measurements for the original 3 products and this one onto my website blog in the next couple of days. Okay, thank you guys. Bye. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch the button over there. I'm gonna get around. Yes, I am sure.